Hello and welcome everyone, Egyptian Gamer 301 back again with another gold making guide. For those who sub to the channel, my apologies for spending so much time without posting videos, as I was testing new gold making opportunities with the new patch. I'll be posting on regular basis and stay more active in responding to your questions in the comment sections from now on. This guide was made as of patch 10.2.5, so understand if it gets altered afterwards. Now let us begin. This video guide is centered around the Sulfuron Hammer weapon, which is extremely wanted because it can be used to make the legendary classic weapon, Sulfuras, the Hand of Ragnaros. The legendary provides a good transmog, guild, and character achievements. Now there are two ways to benefit from this farm. The first is by obtaining the recipe itself for making the hammer and selling it on the auction house, or the second by crafting the hammer itself then selling it in case you're a blacksmith. When crafting the hammer, you'll invest a small amount of gold that is depending on how much time you're willing to devote to this farm, and then make the difference in the selling price as a profit. Now the recipe can only be obtained once per character. Make sure you have one Sulfuron ingot in your inventory, then head out to Blackrock Depths, then head to the Grim Guzzler and speak to Lockthos Dark Bargainer. Choose the I'm listening, what is the offer speaking option and you'll learn the recipe. For this to work, you just need to have a Sulfuron ingot in your inventory. As you can see, you don't need reputation with the Thorium Brotherhood like in Classic WoW or have blacksmithing to pick it up. Just one Sulfuron ingot in your inventory and level 20 plus. The recipe itself can be sold for a decent price. The only downside is that it's only once per character. So if you have an alt army, be sure to pick up the recipe on all of them if you haven't. Give one to your main blacksmithing farming character and sell the rest on the auction house. Sulfuron ingots can only be obtained by defeating a boss called Golemag the Incinerator in Molten Core. It's not even a 100% drop chance, but still there are thousands of it on the auction house, since people do Molten Core on regular basis, so you'll find it on like 130 gold on EU and 190 on US. Now that does it with the recipe, but suppose you want to do like me and craft the hammer then sell it for a decent profit. Let's look at the mats. We have 10 fiery and lava cores in addition to 25 essences of fire. You can buy all of these on the auction house for less than 50 gold on both EU and US realms. If you sold Molten Core just once, you can even get them all. As for the Sulfuron ingots, you'll need only 8 of them, so that means you'll spend like approximately 1.6k gold on both EU and US. If you have an alt army, you can just solo the Molten Core on each one of them for a chance to drop. Usually I buy them on the auction house. The 20 dark iron bars and the 10 bloods of the mountain can be easily farmed by a miner in Molten Core in less than 3 runs. Check my previous YouTube video to learn how to make the dark iron bars and how to collect the bloods of the mountain. That leaves us with the final difficult part, and that is the 50 Arcanite bars. To make a single Arcanite bar you need 1 thorium bar, which can be made through smelting 1 thorium ore that costs less than 20 silver on the auction house. No problem. And then the hardest part is the arcane crystal, which can only be obtainable through mining thorium ores. There is no way to obtain the arcane crystals through prospecting, for example. The only other way in the game to get the arcane crystals is through the yellow sack of gems, which drops from Nefarian and Blackwing Lair, but that'll be going too much far, and in addition to that, it's not always a 100% drop chance of Nefarian. You'll always find that the arcane crystal sells for more on the auction house than the Arcanite bars, so you have 2 options. The first is to make the Arcanite bars yourself through a classic alchemist alt. You get the recipe from the auction house for a cheap price or from alchemist Pestlezug in Gadgetzan to Naris. You need 275 out of 300 alchemy to learn it. The best place to farm the thorium ores in my opinion is in Winterspring, and you can also kill 2 birds with 1 stone with other valuable farms there. I'll include these in my next videos. Now in Classic WoW you were only limited to 1 Arcanite bar transmutation per day, but now it's infinite. And if you're a transmutation master alchemist, you can sometimes make 2 or more bars for the mats of 1. To learn how to be a transmutation master alchemist, check wowprofessions.com for a detailed guide. The second way to obtain the bars is through the auction house, which I don't recommend because in that case you'll be subtracting 17k gold from a potential 59k that you can make when selling the hammer. It takes 2 hours of intensive farming thorium deposits to get all the arcane crystals you need. Then you head to the Black Anvil as I showed you in my previous video to craft the hammer, and then you're good to go. Anyways, let me know what you guys think of this guide. Subscribe to the channel if you're interested in daily gold guides. I'll also be posting efficient reputation guides later on. I'll answer all your questions in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys later.